Right, excuse the sweat guys, I just finished training up back here, but in this video I'm going to teach you how to do a kneeling ground position for posing. Okay, so you want to do some cool routines, you want to put together a real nice bit of groundwork in the routine. I'm going to teach you how to do that in this video right here. And if you want to learn a little bit more about posing and how you can 10x your flow, just check out the link in the description, and you can check out how to work with me. So let's get to it. So this is the pose that we're gonna, or the ground position that we're gonna work on, okay? So it's this position here, and so that we can hit like a number of poses from this position and make sure that we've got it bang on every single time. So like when the audience is watching you do your routine, you make sure that you're angling yourself perfectly towards the audience, okay? So the first thing, in terms of angle, I mean, angle is pretty easy. We just need to make sure that we're perfectly parallel towards the judges, you know? You want to make sure that you're not like facing away from the audience or you're like too much towards the audience. Just make sure when you go down, you hit this kneeling ground pose, that you're perfectly parallel to or perpendicular to whoever it is you're presenting the pose to. Okay, the next step to actually go down into the position, basically what I'll do is I'll take a shoulder width stance, okay, about here is good, and then I'm basically going to keep equal body weight distribution on both legs, and then I'm going to go down onto my toes, okay? So as I start to crouch down to smoothly descend into the pose, I'm basically going to go onto my toes here, boom, and what's going to happen, because I started at shoulder width apart, when I land, you see here my toe lines up with my knee. Okay, so I'll show you that again. So shoulder width, let's say you was hitting like a pose here, and then you took a step, boom, shoulder width, and you drop straight into that toe lining up with the knee, okay? So you can see it from the front position. You're basically lining up pretty much perfect, okay? You've got like a 6-inch gap there where you're like in the safe zone, you know? So like anywhere from here to here to here to here is good. All right, so boom, what we want to do is make sure we spark up on the calf. Boom, when we spark up on the calf, it makes this perfect right angle with our legs, okay? So boom, boom, like a perfect 90-degree angle. That's really going to give like symmetry to the pose, okay? Which is obviously what you want. That's what we want in posing. So spark up in the calf, toes to the knee, and then I'm going to contract my glutes forward. So I'm basically going to tuck my hips underneath my rib cage. Okay, I don't want my hips sticking out. Keep my hips stuck underneath my rib cage, and then that way you got a nice one straight line going up through the center line of the body. So in this position, you've got triple H. It's what we call triple H. Okay, head, heels stacked over the knee. Okay, triple H is when you get head, hips, and heels. Sorry, stacked in like a standing position here. So head, hips, and heels stacked. Here we've got head, hip, and knee stacked. So, and then once we've got that, that's pretty much the position, you know? Spot to calf, 90-degree angle, toe to knee, trailing foot is down, don't have the toe up, have it trailing down so it's nice and smooth. And as long as we've got those hips up, we can hit like any sort of pose we want from this position. Okay, boom, got that one up. And then as long as you got that down, that pose is always gonna look good, okay? And then like I said, just remember when you're going into it, when you step into it, it's like a shoulder width step, okay? So shoulder width, and then boom, toe to knee, okay? And then you're gonna land that shit every single time. All right, guys, so if you wanna learn a little bit more about how you can 10x your flow, man, okay, you can just click on the description below and you can see how you can work with me and we can help improve your flow, stage presentation for any upcoming shows you've got, or if you just wanna look good.